Addictions. Once upon a time, addictions are of three types: drinks, cigarettes, drugs. But today, we have different addictions. Not only, gambling, there are more. Video games play a vital role. There are people, those who are addicted to video games, even when they are, parents. There are people, those who are addicted to, shopping. There are people, those who are addicted to cell phones. Late night, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, husband watch one cell phone and wife watch one cell phone and both watch different series. And whole night goes like this. And you need to consider all these things also as addiction. And when you don't understand your addiction as addiction, you are in a bigger trouble. All types of addictions are unique in nature. You can't compare, smoking versus, eating more sugar or sweet or usage of cell phone. Every addiction has a different nature in it and different impact in you. So you need to understand addiction is one big category under which there are different unique addictions are there. But all addictions have one commonality. What is that? When you get more addicted to anything in your life, you lose attraction in life. You don't see life more colorful. The real world won't look colorful. Masturbation is also an addiction. Don't think always the physical outside world is addiction. There are so many people, those who are married and still masturbate by watching porn. And when all these addictions enter into the head, it happens in such a way that their addiction looks very colorful and attractive and nothing else. So when the relatives come, they don't respect. When a call comes, they don't respond. When a partner speaks to you, you don't respond. When there is a problem in the house, you don't address. When there is a celebration, you don't celebrate. You just get into your addiction. So we need to understand this very, very, very clearly. Addiction is one of the very, very primary thing which a married person should eliminate. There are so many divorces happening because of addictions. The percentage is huge. I don't want to get into this data, but if you prefer, I would like to share it below this video. Just comment me if you are interested to know about the statistics behind addictions and marriage sustainability. Now, how to come out of addiction then? 2 solutions I am going to give you. These 2 solutions are of a unique Indian approach. I want you to clearly observe the 2. After listening to both the solutions, I want you to pick one. I don't want to just, come to a conclusion which one you should choose. Don't choose both. Try one. And one, if that fails, then you go to the second one. The first approach of handling addiction is to wage a war against it. You literally face to face your addiction and fight it out. There are 4 stages. The first one is knowledge. First, you need to intellectually understand why this is an addiction and how this can impact your peace, how this can spoil your future. You need to get the basic understanding. You need to understand it. Not just, everybody say wife doesn't like it, somebody scolds because of this, you spoiled a moment because of this. No, don't come to a conclusion. Analyze, understand how this addiction is going to disaster your life. Understand. The knowledge is what is required. The second one, once you understand that the addiction is very, very bad, then you can get into the second phase, that is awareness. You need to be consciously watch whenever the addiction enters into you. I don't mean to say that you need to stop it and solve it. That never happens. I have myself personally experienced different types of addictions, and I know it. That addictions are not as easy as we speak. Okay, now I understood. Therefore, hereafter I'm not going to follow, enter into this addiction world. But No, definitely it is not possible like that. So we need to have the awareness of how and when I enter into the addiction. There will be a pattern. You need to be aware to understand the algorithm of your addiction and the pattern, in which phase, when, how long it enters into your daily things, what kind of thoughts are kindled behind the addiction. Third, try to avoid the addiction. And if you can avoid a moment successfully, if you can skip a possible addiction in one point of time, then you should give incentive to yourself. Hey, good, you did good. What? You can do this. You can watch a movie, or you can eat one sweet. Some simple thing. You can play one more game if the addiction is something else and not video game. So likewise, you should give some incentive, a mental or physical incentive, so that incentive will be a motive. Don't think your addiction is not going to be just solved for that incentive, but slowly the mental networking will works in such a way that the incentive will give the dopamine effect, and because of which you get a kind of a different kind of a happiness, and instead of addiction you would like that happiness. So you are just confusing the network and you are changing the patterns. So continuously, when you try with the different incentives, whenever you can skip a possible moment of addiction, then it is going to improve further. It is going to be deepen and stronger further next time. You can easily do it. But if you don't do, what happens? Give a small punishment. Any punishment, a small punishment. You don't use social media for one day, or you don't eat your favorite food, or skip a meal. Do anything, or 100 push-ups. Anything is possible, but do something which needs effort. Don't do something which you normally do. You got it, right? So if I every day do 50 push-ups, then don't say 50 push-ups as a punishment. No, when you don't do any physical work, then you do 50 push-ups as a punishment, then it matters. Correct? Likewise, do something which needs effort from your side, which is not easy thing for you. Put something like that. One day you cook the entire meal. Whenever you skip your possibility of solving the addiction, when you enter into addiction mode again, then you get into one punishment. Likewise, when you work on the punishments and incentives and the consciousness, and with the knowledge, when you try, you can slowly come out of the addiction. This is one method of straight away waging war against your addiction. Now we are going to see the second option. The second option is U-turn. What is U-turn? Don't face the addiction at all. There are few people, those who like to face war. There are few people, those who want to solve war in their own way. And this is the second way. What? You don't address the problem at all. Then how can you solve the problem? It's simple. Let's say there is a glass of water, and it is it's salty, or it's dirty, and you want to make the glass of water pure, clean. Simple way is to not remove the salt out of that water, but just to pour clean water into the same cup of glass of water. So what happens when continuously you pour good water in it, in due course of time, the entire glass of water will become crystal clear. Simple, right? So if you have addiction in you, and you want to come out of that addiction, then what you are supposed to do is you need to do the good activities, or something which is not the addiction but which is worth it, and spend more time on that. You increase the time and increase the workload which is not addiction, so that when that part increases, when you are join a course, or commit yourself to some regular activity, or take some responsibility in your apartment, or any extracurricular activities, or teach some two kids, anything it can be. When you enter into different ways of activities, when you add more other good activities in you, then in due course of time, you yourself will be surprised that I didn't do that addiction at all for more than 3 months. Nice. So this is a way where you unknowingly, without your knowledge, you address the problem and solve the problem. I can't say which type you are, but I'm sure you can say whether you would like to fight or whether you would like to, do action. So you decide, you choose any of these paths, and come out of your addictions as early as possible. Addiction, right? It's a big thing, very big thing, very ugly thing too. Anyways, so hobbies, habits, and addictions, which may look very simple, but it has its own vital role to play in our family life. I hope you have understood this. We will go to the next dimension. For all these things, there will be activities and which will be explained later, so that you can follow up with activities and you can work on it, and you can create a very clean list of things, and you can understand yourself better. Let's do the third one. Now, before going to that, I would like to request you to comment below which part of these three dimension create a bulb on moment in you. When did you feel that, wow, yes, that is true? When did you feel that? Please comment below.